Meghan Markle's latest interview could have left Netflix and Spotify pulling hair out, a royal commentator has claimed. The Duchess of Sussex spoke out about the U.S. abortion ruling in a conversation with American feminist activist Gloria Steinem and journalist Jessica Yellin published in Vogue. But royal commentator Kinsey Schofield highlighted how fans have been patiently waiting for content from Meghan and Prince Harry's Netflix and Spotify deals, with the former actress's Archetypes podcast which will focus on female stereotypes due later this year. Ms. Schofield tweeted, "The entire world has been waiting for this woman to drop a podcast that promises to dissect, explore and subvert the labels that try to hold women back, and she took this conversation to Vogue? If I were Spotify or Netflix, I would be pulling my hair out." Meghan hit out at the move by the U.S. Supreme Court last week to end constitutional protections for abortion that have been in place for nearly 50 years by overturning the landmark Roe v. Wade ruling. She spoke of her and Harry's guttural reaction to the decision, saying it told women they don't matter. She said, "Women are already sharing stories of how their physical safety is being put in danger. Women with resources will travel to get an abortion, those without might attempt to give themselves one at tremendous risk." Meghan warned some women will be forced to find abortion pills from unregulated pharmacies and be at the mercy of doctors and lawyers. She added, "What does this tell women? It tells us that our physical safety doesn't matter, and as a result that we don't matter. But we do. Women matter." The Duchess said the decision would have a disproportionate effect on women of color and that it was difficult to overstate what it would mean for them. And Meghan insisted the move is not just a women's issue and called on men to get involved. However, she insisted the move is not just a women's issue, with the ruling representing a blueprint for reversing rights including same-sex marriage and contraception access. Meghan Markle has been left with nothing after Netflix chose to axe her first production, leaving the Sussexes facing complete disaster, an expert says. Pearl, which followed the story of a 12-year-old girl exploring famous women in history, was set to be Meghan's first project with the streaming giant, The Sun reports. But the show, created by the Duchess of Sussex under her production company Archie Productions, which was in its development stage, was canned by Netflix last weekend due to a series of cutbacks at the streaming service. And one critic said the disaster proves Meghan and Harry are only good at moaning about the royal family. Commentator Rafe Hadelman-Ku told GB News, "It's a complete disaster for Harry and Meghan. Netflix is having big problems with a dip in subscriber numbers, falling revenues, plummeting share prices and having spent too much on other problems, and is cutting back, particularly on animated series," he said. So while Harry's Invictus documentary is carrying on, there is nothing for Meghan to show for it, and it's really calling into question whether they can walk the walk. They're good at talking the talk. They signed up to Spotify but have only produced one podcast so far. The Netflix deal has been in place for over a year now and there's very little to show for it. It looks as if, apart from moaning about the royals, there's not much that they're able to do. Meghan, 40, worked as executive producer on the show alongside husband Prince Harry and Elton John's husband, David Furnish. Announcing the launch last summer, Meghan said, "Like many girls her age, our heroine Pearl is on a journey of self-discovery as she tries to overcome life's daily challenges."